we're going to work on section 3.1 today, which is lines and angles. So first thing, let's review some of the stuff you already know, things like parallel lines, and make sure you have a correct definition for them. Parallel lines are coplanar, which means they have to be in the same plane, and they are lines that do not intersect. Our symbol is right here. We use that double L to be our symbol for parallel. So if we look at our picture down here, we're told that line AE and line BF are parallel. So here's line AE and here's line BF. They're both in that front plane and they are not intersecting each other. So those are parallel lines. Skew lines are non-coplanar, meaning they are not on the same plane, they are not parallel, and they do not intersect. So if we look at line AB here, and we look at line CG, our other blue line, those lines are skew because they are not on the same plane, they are not parallel to each other, and they are not intersecting. And last but not least, parallel planes. They are planes that do not intersect, such as in this case, plane ABCD is our top plane, and plane EFGH, our bottom plane. Those are parallel to each other. So let's see if we can figure out some of these questions. Which segments are parallel to line AB? Well, in order to be parallel to it, you have to be in the same plane and not intersecting. So it looks like line FE, those are on the left plane. Line CD, those are both on the top plane, and the one that most people forget is this guy right here, line HG. Those are all on the diagonal plane. So we've got segment EF, segment DC, and segment HG are all parallel. So now our question is, which segments are skew to segment CD? Well, here's segment CD, and skew means that it is not in the same plane, it is non-coplanar, and not intersecting, and not parallel. The easiest way to find skew lines is basically you want to find a line going in the exact opposite direction. So like BF, AE, those are going in opposite directions of DC, as well as other ones, this back line FG and EH. Those do not intersect CD and they are not in the same plane. So we've got segment AE, segment BF, segment FG, and segment EH as our skew segments. Which are two pairs of parallel planes. So parallel planes means they're not going to intersect. So the top and bottom are parallel, the left and the right are parallel, and the front and the back are parallel. And you just have to pick two. So I'm going to go top and bottom. I'm going to go left and right. Plane ABF, and the right plane we can name as DCG. Those would be parallel planes. And what are two segments parallel to plane BCGF? So here's BCGF right here. And we want to know two segments that are parallel to this plane. So they need to be going like not in our plane but going in the same direction. So as long as we pick segments from our front plane, they will be parallel to that plane. So we could have segment AD, segment AE, segment DH, or segment EH. Those would all be parallel to that plane. Now, we need to talk about some other angles, and these are angles formed by transversals. And what a transversal is it's this line right here. It's a line that intersects two other lines. So that's our transversal. When we have that, we have a special pair of angles called our alternate interior angles. And it's exactly what it sounds like. You want to look at the interior between your two lines, and you want the ones that alternate sides. So angle 4 and angle 6 are alternate interior. Angle 3 and angle 5 are alternate interior. So let's look at this example and find out which pair are alternate interiors. So our first one is angle 1 and angle 3. Well, 3 is interior, but angle 1 is not. Angle 1 is exterior. Also, these do not alternate sides, so that's not a good option. Let's look at B, angle 6 and angle 7. Well, these are both interior angles, but they don't alternate sides, so not a good option. Let's look at number D, angle 4 and angle 8. So here's angle 8, here's angle 4. Well, neither one of those are interior, so not a good choice. Let's look at C, angle 2 and angle 6. Alright, so those are both interior, and they alternate the sides of our transversal. So our correct answer is C. Those are our alternate interior angles. Another pair of angles are called same side interior. So again, here's our transversal, and all of these angles are in my interior. They are between them, and we want the ones that are on the same side. So angle 4 and angle 5 are same side. Angle 3 and angle 6 are same side interior. Corresponding angles, again, they deal with our transversal right here. They lie on the same side of the transversal and in corresponding positions. So that basically means they're in the same spot. If you look at this group here as a cluster of 4 angles, and you look at this group here as a cluster of 4 angles, the ones that are in the same position are corresponding. So my top left angle is corresponding to my other top left angle, so 1 and 5. My top right angle is corresponding to my other top right angle, so 2 and 6. My bottom left angle is corresponding to my other bottom left angle, so 4 and 8. And my bottom right angle corresponds to my other bottom right angle, so we've got 3 and 7 as corresponding angles. Next up, we want to know out of this list which ones are corresponding. So again, I want to look at this as a group of 4, and I want to look at this one as a group of 4. And 1 is on the top left, so I want to know which one's on the top left here. Well, that's 3. So I know angle 1 and angle 3 are a pair of corresponding angles. So what about if I want to do top right? Well, what's the top right one in this cluster? Well, it's angle 4. So I know that angle 2 and angle 4 are corresponding angles. Let's do our bottom angles. Which ones are corresponding? So our bottom left is angle 8, and it corresponds to angle 6. And our last little guys left over are our bottom right angles, which are angle 7 and angle 5. Those are all our pairs of corresponding angles. And then we have one last pair of angles to talk about, our alternate exteriors. And here's our transversal, and we want exterior angles, so we want all the angles on the outside, and we want them to alternate on our transversal. So angle 1 and angle 7 alternate sides, those are alternate exteriors, and angle 2 and angle 8 are alternate exteriors. So last question, the photo below shows the Royal Ontario Museum in Toronto, Canada. Are angles 2 and 4 alternate interior, same side interior, corresponding, or alternate exterior? So what I want to do is I want to find my transversal. It's my line that intersects my other two lines. And then I want to look at where are the angles we're talking about. Angle 2 and angle 4. So one thing I want to know, are they interior or are they exterior? Well, they are between my two parallel lines. That means they're interior. Now I need to know, are they on the same side or are they on alternating sides? And they are on alternating sides of my transversal, which means that these are alternate interior angles. Now, my next question down at the bottom asks us about angle 1 and angle 3. So here's angle 1, here's angle 3. So again, I want to look and see, are they on interior angles or are they exterior angles? Well, 1 is an exterior and 3 is an interior. So I know it can't be alternate interior, it can't be same side interior, and it can't be alternate exterior because I have a top left corner and another top left corner. That lets me know that these angles right here are my corresponding angles.